So 10 years ago, given that we were a tiny company, it was overwhelming. We couldn't service the demand that was active. If you think in 2003, I think we just had the telecoms sector going down the drain. We obviously had the 2008 events around the financial services sector. Up to that point, we were growing rapidly in financial services, and through that point as well, because companies didn't quite know how to react. They didn't realise what the fallout would be from the whole Lehman Brothers thing. Then it went quiet for about a year in that marketplace. And what's happening recently, and it's been a trend now for getting on for 3 years, I suppose, is there's all this pent-up demand, there's all this pent-up investment that firms have been desperate to make, but they were not confident that they could make that in the current marketplace because they weren't sure if the market was going to dive further or increase. But there's good positive signs now, and they're coming back to reinvest. So a big term I hear an awful lot with companies, you probably heard the same term, is technology debt. Meaning, yeah, we invested in our IT 10 years ago, we haven't actually invested much since, right? And now things are starting to, the wheels are falling off the wagon. We are certain revision levels behind where we need to be. We're being charged an arm and a leg for extended support for systems that are no longer in support. Microsoft, XP, NT, things like that. They still exist. Banks still run systems on those things. And it's costing them a lot of money to maintain and giving them a huge service risk as well. So technology debt is a big factor at the moment that I think people are now getting their wallets out to say, right, we must address this. And at board level, they recognise that. And on top of that, you've got this very active, like I said before, private equity world where they're trying to buy up banks or bits of banks and spin them off separately. Lloyd's continues with the Verde programme, for example, which is all government driven. RBS has chopped bits off here and there and trying to get back into good shape. So that market has always been there, and it's recently it's just there's so much private equity floating around to allow them to do what they're trying to do.